Morning, everyone. We're ready to begin our press conference. I'm going to start with a written question from Willie Weinbaum. The question for Naomi. Naomi, what is the easiest and what is the toughest about playing without the crowd and lively atmosphere?
Where am I supposed to be looking? Okay, straight. Easiest. What is the easiest and what is the toughest? I guess the easiest is that I don't get distracted. Sometimes I do get distracted by the crowd. Like if I see one person with like a cool outfit or something, or they're doing something, then sometimes I get distracted. So I guess that would be easier. And then the toughest is I feel like I feed off the crowd's energy, so just having no crowd there is a little bit lonely. But of course, I'm really competitive, so in the end, it doesn't really. I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but I like to win no matter what.
Thank you very much. Up next will be Greg from the New York Post. Greg, when you see the green screen, that means you're alive. Greg will be followed by Courtney. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Naomi. I know you said you have 7 different face masks. I was wondering what message you were hoping to send with all the different names on the face mask.
Message that I'm trying to send? Honestly, just awareness.
Or a message you're hoping to get across.
Sorry?
Or just the message that you're hoping to get across.
Yeah. For me, I just want to spread awareness. Like, I'm aware that tennis is watched all over the world, and maybe that there's someone that doesn't know, Breonna Taylor's story. So maybe they'll like Google it after or something. So for me, just spreading awareness, and like, I feel like the more the people know this story, then the more, interesting or interested they'll become in it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Let's go to Courtney. Courtney, when you see the green screen, you're up, followed by Ben.
Hi, Naomi. Nice win. Can you just talk about playing through that match, and keeping your cool after, working so hard to try and get that second set and get it done in straight sets, but being forced into a third?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the main thing I wanted to come into this tournament was just staying calm. And I feel like it's a bit tough to play players when you know that they're gonna, raise their level, and sometimes they feel like they have nothing to lose. So for me, I felt like that's what she did in the second set, and I kind of sort of didn't play, as well as I did in the first set. So there was, of course, a slight dip, but I think in the third set I leveled it off pretty well. So, yeah.
And Naomi, how do you balance, obviously you're playing for yourself, and I know you put enough pressure on yourself to win matches and to do well, but also obviously in the political climate and playing the way that you are, and for what you're playing for, how do you kind of manage those stressors, those expectations,
Honestly, I'm kind of chilling. Like, I would have expected myself to feel, yeah, I guess I am a little bit stressed out sometimes, but it's always the first round. But yeah, a lot of people ask me like if I feel more stressed out ever since I started speaking out more. And to be honest, not really, because at this point, like, if you don't like me, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like I'm playing. I'm kind of here for pride. Like, I don't have to be here, And so for me, I'm just here to, like, hopefully beat people.
Thank you.
Ben, we seem to be having a problem with your audio. Okay, so we're going to try to see what we can do with that. So let's go to Bertrand and then see if we can do something with Ben's audio. Bertrand, you are up. When you see the green screen, you are live.
Hello, Naomi. Just a quick question. How do you feel physically? How was your leg today?
Yeah, physically, I feel like I could be better, but I can't complain because I won the match. And for me, it's always interesting. I feel like every Grand Slam I play is a different story, and you always feel completely different every Grand Slam. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of getting through it. And the leg, I'm just gonna see what happens. Yeah.
Thank you, Ben. I think we have your audio fixed, so when you see the green, you are live. Thank you.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Hi, Naomi. I'm just curious if you can talk through the journey of your leg for the last 72 hours or so. How is it feeling on Saturday compared to now?
The journey of my leg. Yeah, it's been places. Yeah, I would just say like the turnover time was quite quick. I don't even know what day it is. What day was today? Yesterday. So I hit for a little bit
Today's Monday.
yesterday. Yeah, so I hit a little bit on Sunday. But I didn't really move around or anything. So the leg felt relatively good. Like it was still a little bit sore, but it felt relatively good today. But then during the match, it slowly got a little bit worse. So yeah, I just feel like there's some recovery time that I'm lacking that I wish that, I could get back. But for the most part, I'm managing.
And you didn't want to play on the final on Saturday, but there was another event on Saturday with the men coming up with this Professional Tennis Players Association. Have you heard anything about this association they have? It's sort of being unionish, and you think is it something that the women should want to join, should want their own, or don't need any part of?
Yeah, you know how my brain works. I take it one event at a time. So honestly, I saw Djokovic post a picture, but I didn't really think too much about it. So I guess I'm gonna scroll back, scroll, scroll where his picture was, and then maybe I'll have an answer for you.
Courtney, I believe you had another question.
Thank you.
Courtney, I believe you had another question.
Yep. Yes, sir. Naomi, speaking of just your next match against Camilla Giorgi, another big hitter, how do you feel about playing that sort of match on this court?
Yeah, for me, I actually really like playing big hitters. I feel like it's much funner to have someone that also has the match on their hands, as opposed to like being stressed out because you have to finish all the points by yourself. But yeah, I think definitely it'll be very fun. It's gonna be a bit strange with the atmosphere, since there's no fans, but I think we're both really concentrated players, and I know she does everything very quickly, so it's gonna be very interesting.
Okay.
And also, just one more follow up is that okay, Gary, or no?
Go right ahead, Courtney.
No worries, just want permission. But obviously, around you, there's the Black Lives Matter brand, seat covers on Ash. There's also the artwork that is like on the fan seats. Do you see or notice any of that? And what do you make of obviously the tournament's support of that movement?
Yeah, I saw it when I was like looking on from my suite. I don't necessarily look out towards, the stadium while I'm playing, but I definitely think it's really nice, and I really appreciate, the tournament showing their support. And for me, I just feel like we're, we're heading towards the right direction, and there's a lot of players that are supporting it. TFO, he made this video during the it's not the off season, the quarantine. But yeah, I think there are a lot of voices that are contributing towards a lot of things changing. So it's definitely really nice to see.
Thank you. Before we go, Howard, did you have a question or are you okay? Okay, Howard's okay. Thank you, everyone. That concludes the English portion. Naomi, just give us about 30 seconds so we can load the Japanese media onto the screens for the Japanese portion of the press conference.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, we're ready to begin the Japanese portion. Just remember, when you see the green, that means you are live, and anybody else who is waiting, please put your cameras on so we know that you are there. We'll go Owada, followed by Katasuki. Haven't seen her in quite some time, a year. Owada, you're up first.
直美さん聞こえますか？
はい。
私たちどんな感じで見えてるんですか？
You're like a big screen. Oh, wait. Can I take a picture?
Me?
No, you wouldn't see it. Yeah, you're like in the middle of this big screen with other people in it.
Sounds strange. 試合で土井さんとやるっていうのが決まって、ちょっと長い試合になったんですけれど、こうやりにくさを感じたことってどこが一番やりにくかったですか？
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't really have a problem with playing a long match. Of course, it's not really ideal with the situation with my leg right now, but I feel like the first rounds are always really tough, and we both probably really had a lot of nerves going into that match. For me especially, since I haven't played Misaki in a very long time, and I felt like I was sort of expected to win the match, so I carried that with me throughout the entire match, and I think that it was almost good to play a long match because I was able to like hit my stress out. So yeah.
ありがとうございます。Okay, next one, please.
Okay, Katasuki, you're up from Smash. Thank you.
はい。お疲れ様です。まずアーサーシュスタジアム、直美さんたくさん思い出のあるスタジアムだと思うんですけれども、そこに初戦に入ってまずエンプティーシートだったっていうの、ああいうのを見てどういうふうに感じたかっていうのと、プレーをするっていう意味でも多分音の響き方とか全体の景色の見え方とかお客さんが全く入ってないと少し違うんじゃないかなと思ったんですけれど、その辺のやりにくさとかちょっといつもと違うなとかお客さん入ってる時に違うなとかそういうのはありましたか？
Yeah, I mean, of course it's very different. My memories of Arthur Ashe are definitely full with people, as opposed to now. But I think they did a really good job with making it feel not empty. And there's also, crowd noises that they play. So definitely I didn't feel like we were sort of playing in this empty stadium with no energy. I feel like we definitely had a lot energy to feed off of, and they did a really good job with covering the seats with fun things and having monitors around us. And I think that, of course, for me, actually, I don't know. I'm not sure if I play better with a crowd. For me, right now, I have a pretty good record. And I would say with a crowd, sometimes I do some flashy stuff just because I want to entertain people, and it might not be the best decision at the time. But since there's no crowd right now, I'm not really doing, the bad decision making. So yeah, it would be nice to see Monfils here. I wonder what he would do, but yeah, I guess those are my thoughts.
Thank you. Hitoshi, you're up.
よし、もう一つ。
Hitoshi, go ahead.
あれ、あ、聞こえますか？
はい。
土井さんのリターンがすごく深くて、アグレッシブだったと思うんですけど、その大阪さんのサーブにちょっとこうプレッシャー受けたり、なんか影響を受けたりしましたか？
Yeah, I definitely think she returned well today. And for me, I feel like I felt pressure, but also at the same time, I thought my second serves were doing their job and keeping her at bay. Of course, there were some shots where she hit pretty good balls deep down the middle, and I couldn't really neutralize them as well as I wanted to, but I think it's just I haven't played a lefty in a very long time, so just the trajectory of the ball was a bit odd for me. But yeah, I would say definitely she was returning well.
And our final question, Masako, our final question on the Japanese portion of the press conference.
はい。
Hello.
こんにちは。こんばんはか。こんばんは。はい。さっきコートのインタビューでマスク7枚あるって言ってたんですけど、なぜ今日ブリアナを選んだのかっていうのが一つと、あともう一つはやっぱりアイスバスがないことが影響したって聞いたので、ロッカールームに氷がたくさん用意されたりとか、ちょっとロッカールームの様子も変わったりしましたか？
Yeah, okay. So I would say I started off with Breonna Taylor's name first because for me she was the most important. And it's still actively going on. There's still marches, even though people don't really talk about it. And the second question, my brain is not working. Oh yeah, locker room. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would say I actually don't really go into the locker rooms anymore because we have like a player suite. So for me, that's where I spend most of my time. But I guess the solution to the ice bath would just be getting your own ice and filling up your bathtub. And I feel like, everyone's sort of struggling with it. So we just have to keep finding like alternative solutions.
Okay.
たくさん氷を自分で運ぶみたいな感じ。
Hi.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Naomi.
Bye.